right, do we have awesome Stokastic Castic? I know he can't wait. He's salivating to talk about our birds here, of course, right? But look, Devontae Smith, Adam Thielen, that's going to be the night. And we're going to switch over in 50 minutes or so. But there's going to be so many chances to get Smith and Thielen the ball tonight for Cousins and for Hurts that I really don't want to take advantage of that. Look at that big run right away from Singletary. So if you had the Titans covering this game, if you had the Titans somewhat in this game, then you're probably leaning over here as well. But I think just looking at the next game, just looking at that Eagles-Vikings game, yeah, you're going to have A.J. Brown and Justin Jefferson. Even Justin Jefferson, I think, to a greater extent than Thielen, is going to be impervious to whatever bullshit that Kirk Cousins goes through. But just because of the big play, I'm staying away from a guy like KJ Osborne. I'm staying away from anybody at all that has to rely the slightest on Kirk Cousins. So clearly Justin Jefferson is fine in that spot. He's fine with anybody throwing him the ball. The other part of that is Adam Thielen, who, if you just look at the cost, right, that alone, I think he's going to be slept on. And look, there's a good chance that Thielen himself is going to have, 6-7 grabs and really be an impact player. So I absolutely want to take advantage of both Thielen and Smith, and that's exactly what we bet as well. So, look, you're building the multiple lineups here across the two teams. That's one thing. If you're just identifying the best options, it's going to be those two guys for sure. All right, now, we did have a couple plays here. Oh, Neil's here as well? I love it. Now, Neil's going to come on in a second and just say, whatever that guy just said, forget it. See, another injury here. This is going to be a long one. Long first quarter. If you're part of the premium insider access, we had the Bills -3 first quarter, so we're riding that. Chris, you have everything else too, right? I know you're working on getting Neil up here. But we have a pretty big one here. All right, so I'll tell you what we have in this game. It's Bills -3 first quarter. Definitely not a good sign to see your captain offensive lineman walk off the field in that capacity, something to that extent with the right side. But Bills -3, laying 3 first quarter. Thielen over 4.5 receptions. So those are the two big ones that, we're fully invested in. All right, Chris, you tell me. Do I need to pull Neil up? Oh, okay. Oh, you do. All right, got it. Here we go. Up top. You knew this was coming. Big third down. And this is another thing, too. Jalen Hurts can look on him. NHA had him 50.5. See where he is right now with the books on BetMGM at least. But this play exactly, that is what I think exemplifies what you're going to see tonight from both Allen and Hurts and why they're just better options. Now, again, someone like Neil can clearly come on and explain the difference when we're talking about with leverage and all, but just looking at it from the standpoint of trust and legs, and Tannehill's going to move, but I think Tannehill's going to be in a spot where he's going to have to throw a ton tonight. So I stayed away from Ryan Tannehill, stayed away from Kirk Cousins. It's hard. It is truly hard to exercise these primetime demons like that. I'm sorry. It just doesn't happen overnight for me, at least. You have to put together a string of success. Yeah, that's just unfortunate right there. Major pressure coming up on Allen. But here we go with this drive. And the Bills with the chance to have an opening statement. 3rd and 8 it's going to be. Now, it's still out of field goal range, but yeah, Gabe Davis. Hopefully you took advantage of that one. I do. I'm big on the twos tonight. Bet the twos tonight. big on it from a showdown standpoint. You're not going to get that secondary element with Cousins on the ground. And here's the thing. It's not so much just rushing yards that you're not going to get with Kirk Cousins. There you go. Allen, get in there. Sure, that makes a lot of you happy. Kickstart, don't worry, we got you. Appreciate all you hanging here. And look, this is a forum. This is an open hang, right? This is not just me talking for, although it might be. Yeah, you had him, Kick. Look at that. See, now we got to go back to YouTube too and everything. Appreciate the birthday shout, Spencer. Getting a little older by the day here. Yeah, Guitar Man. Why would you put, see, this is what I don't understand, Guitar Man, on the YouTube channel. Why would you want, like, nobody's forcing you to put any faith in Kirk Cousins. And that's what I never understand. And again, maybe if there's a strategic standpoint from a DFS side, then I understand that. If you're looking to counter the field because the majority of people are like, man, this dude stinks out loud, suck, then I get that. I do. If you're also looking at it from just the standpoint of talent, then, I don't get that. Neil, what's up, brother? Yes, I'm on it.
I had to rush through, make all my single game entries for the Bills game, and I don't even know what I have because I did it in so little time. I usually spend so much time crunching, recrunching. Didn't really have the time today, but did the best that I could. And now I got to do my Vikings lineups, and then I'm going to be going over to a friend's house. He's got a projector set up in his backyard, and it's probably the last night that we can watch the Vikings with nice weather tonight. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, like we say that here in Philadelphia. This could be the last way. You mean that though? Like there's nothing
this is probably our last night's
darkness night. And snow coming.
Winter is coming, as they say.
Right. All right, so I saw you in the waiting room, cooling out, ready to go, and I'm sure you heard a lot of shit that from a DFS standpoint probably made you cringe, but. No. When I'm looking at just the showdown element of this later game, and that's something that we wanted to get your thoughts on clearly here, Neil, as well as what you're seeing here in front of you and how that's playing out from a betting and DFS standpoint across the board. But we also have to talk about the game as a whole, because you and I, we always have to rush through our Philadelphia-Minnesota connection here. So now, of course, we're not holding you up from getting out of here on the projector. Not quite yet, but just looking at the quarterbacks, overall, the one thing that we were talking about is it's not just the rushing yards that you're getting with Jalen Hurts, but still, until proven otherwise, and the Lions just won game, but last year, he was the goal line option. He was the red zone option on the ground. So I think you have that compounded with the fact that Cousins, if he's running, it's not by design.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's pretty clear that Jalen Hurts is the better option here. 800 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns last year. You don't find that with many other quarterbacks. So yeah, I'm with you. Jalen Hurts is the clear number one quarterback. I heard you telling somebody beforehand not to play Kirk Cousins. You were saying we're not forcing you. You're not being forced to play Kirk Cousins. Am I? Did I hear that right? I was a little bit distracted trying to get in.
Yeah. I meant that from a betting standpoint.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Because I mentioned you and said, look, Neil can explain the strategic element of running Cousins in a DFS tournament, especially in a showdown tournament. But I'm saying, as far as betting Kirk Cousins to specifically do something from a prop standpoint, nobody's forcing you to have that level of faith. If it's about leveraging the field, that's a different story. But that's not, that's not an over-under prop. This was my only point.
Yeah. If I were going to, I was thinking about mentioning him earlier as a player that I'd take the over on Kirk Cousins if I was taking someone on Noah's advantage, but I don't think you were forced to do that. Are you hearing echo from me, Eytan? I'm getting
No, I don't hear anything at all, but your voice. And
okay,
I wonder if you had did you have Gillum as your first touchdown?
No, did Gillum score a touchdown?
Yes, he did. Are you running him?
Are you kidding me?
I don't think so. Yes.
My God, are you kidding me? That's absolutely my type of play if I had a little bit more time to focus on it. I'm curious if I had any Gillum in that
McBride. It looks like McBride's hitting us with the T emoji on YouTube, right? So did he call him out in one of our shows?
Did he? I don't know. I've been doing so much content today that I have not been catching all of the content that I would have liked to.
To me, that sounds like an invoice. That sounds like a verbal invoice you just sent management for sitting here.
Right. I'm happy to be here. I just haven't been able to catch all of the shows. Now we're finally winding down. I obviously I'm still gonna have to be making some lineups, but it's fun to kind of get to the. I'm looking forward to like real lock of the final game when I can really relax. But now I'm just curious if I had any Gillum, because I might not have, and that's a bummer if I didn't.
No, well, I mean, in any tournament that you're playing, if you had him, I mean, my goodness, I'm just checking right now the Millie Maker here for tonight to see how many people have Gillum. Yeah, there's Gillum with the touchdown.
I have exactly one share of Reggie Gillum tonight. So I guess I'm cheering for Stephon Diggs, captain, Josh Allen. Ooh, it's not a great lineup. I have Ryan Tannehill naked in that lineup, which I might have avoided if I had a little bit more time. But I just had to eat what I got. So
is that the two game Millie Maker there?
No, that's in the Showdown slate.
Okay, the Showdown. All right.
Yeah, I'll check out.
Yeah, I went. Okay.
His ownership in the.
See, I went light. I went somewhat counter. I didn't go Gillum depth, but I went Gainwell and Moss as my two backs so I could load up on receivers, expecting both of those guys to be somewhat involved in the passing game as well. So I don't know. We'll see if that plays out. Again, I mean, this is all long shot material here, but just making sure.
In my mind, there were so many like interesting running backs at low ownership tonight that Gillum did not feel necessary to me. And of course, he's the guy who's going to score the first touchdown, and it's a passing touchdown. He already has 8.1 DraftKings fantasy points. He is 0.56% owned on DraftKings. So honestly, a little bit higher than I would have expected.
Yeah, I was trying to find that. Now that's Showdown, right? You're looking at?
That is Showdown. Yep.
Yeah, because I think in the two game, he's at like just barely over 0%, which would make sense, right? Like, why would you rush to get him?
Why is he even in this game? I don't get it.
Oh my God. What somebody out there knows, either on our YouTube channel or watching here on playback, somebody knows what Gillum was first TD. I mean, what do you think? Like Devontae Smith tonight, 1,400 first TD. Yeah. Gillum had to be 50, 55 to 1, right?
Yeah. I hope somebody made that bet because they would have made bank if they did.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Now, so this is going to be interesting here to see how the Titans respond. But I wonder if Gillum is even in the optimal. Probably not when it's all said and done. You won't hear from him again, right? Like the chances of him getting two touchdowns is probably like $1.25 to 1.
It's just like Horvath from the other night didn't end up being in the optimal. He was scored a touchdown right away, and I was like, shit, I don't have any of Horvath, and then it didn't end up mattering.
And then that was enough, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to be that guy in? Okay, so this will be fun in the sense of picking your brain on this, and we'll see how the Titans come back. And again, we talked about this right away from the jump, Neil, which is, if anybody likes the Titans to hang, anybody likes the Titans to be involved in this game, covering that 9.5, 10, then it's probably going to go up and down the field, even with some big plays on the ground, because you've got Henry and Allen on the other side who, with the ball in their hands, guys are going down left and right. That's the third injury we've seen now. Oof, that's Taylor Lewan again. That's not good.
Man. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Oh, man. Now, who... Yeah, that's rough because this line's already been banged up. Buffalo, their center goes down. So who is going to be the Gillum of the Vikings-Eagles game?
Oh, man, that is a tough question. This is really not my favorite slate for guys who are just off the wall. Like, none of them seem all that likely to do it. Man, I'm going to go with Jalen Reagor. Just because I want it to happen so badly.
Now, be honest, Vikings fans really want that more so than like that would be equal. That would be as close to revenge for 38-7 that you could get, right?
It
like Jalen Reagor stuffing it. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, how much would it hurt you? That's how much I would love it. Just think about how much it would hurt you.
Yes.
And that's how much
which
I
is
would
what
enjoy
you
that.
want. Like, let's
Yeah.
be honest. And you know what? It would really be upsetting.
Yeah.
It would be to the and look, I don't know what we could do about it. Ultimately, you know, the Philadelphia Eagles were not going to keep, especially with AJ Brown here, they were not going to keep Jalen
No.
Reagor. But you know, how much is Reagor even involved in this offense right now?
Honestly, the most likely scenario is Reagor is not involved in this offense. They have no real reason to involve him.
Yeah.
I want that sweet, sweet revenge is all.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And you know what I love too is that he's probably going to return a punt.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that would be it, right? Like return a punt for a touchdown or some sort of bizarre, like maybe it's the 2-minute drill. You get an extra wide out on the field. But here's the thing, like, you know, just anybody who's been following the game, and as long as you have as well, you've seen this, where you know that there are plays in the playbook specifically for this game that require Jalen Reagor to be out on the field. Like they've ran these plays just this week, just because it's the Eagles. And you know what, Neil? They may not run any of them, but you know that they're at least in the book.
They've got a couple in mind, and I hope that they get to run them. There's a good chance the Eagles just get up and the Vikings can't run all their fun plays with Jalen Reagor, but man, it would be fun. All right, I'm pulling up my showdown now just to see if I have any other actual thoughts, not just what I want to happen. If there's anybody who I feel more strongly about.
Okay. Now, here's what I would say, and I'm curious because if we're looking at somebody who has an opportunity, like the Gillum, but like actually involved in the game, not what we think, which is just going to be this one-time thing. But what about a guy like Quez Watkins? I bet him anytime touchdown. I think there's a really good chance here for Quez to be involved. And look, this is the nature of Quez Watkins, I think, this year, Neil, which is probably 4 targets, and 3 of them are 40-plus yards down the field. They're at home. I know Nick Sirianni wants to light this sucker up in the air. So Quez would be a guy, like Devontae Smith, I almost feel is too obvious to have a comeback.
Oh, yeah.
But Quez might be somebody that you could get some Gillum-type action with.
I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to call Quez Watkins Gillum-like. Gillum, I feel like, was totally off the beaten path. Quez Watkins is projected for 10% ownership, but I like the call. I think that Quez Watkins is a guy that I'm going to have in some of my lineups because he is, you know, with a wide receiver in particular, he can break off a big play pretty easily. So, yeah, Quez Watkins, cheap enough. I'm going to throw him out there. What do you think about Zach Pascal? I think he's a little bit closer to that Gillum level.
Yep. So from a cost / ownership standpoint, you think he's going to be dropped a little bit and kind of a forgotten man, and he's going to be on the field, right?
Yeah, he should. I mean, I think he saw like 17 snaps last week.
Yeah. So that's enough. I think, you know, here's what we know, and maybe this does have some sort of trickle down effect. And look, to be honest with you, Pascal, 17 snaps is probably going to be that, if not more, because I do think that they're going to throw a lot. Everybody is going to be focused on that Vikings secondary and defense and just from the game plan, much like the Eagles are going to be with Justin Jefferson, but Minnesota's focused on AJ Brown, and that should open stuff up, right? So trying to think like you, I'm thinking, all right, well, we all know that AJ Brown and Justin Jefferson are the clear targets. Then what are the obvious next go-tos? Maybe it's Dallas Goedert, Adam Thielen, probably someone like Devontae Smith as well. Yep. But then you've got, like Pascal, Watkins, like you've got some opportunity, I think. I don't know if KJ steps in that role for you as well, or is there not enough, you think, focus in your Vikings offense to kind of spread it like that?
No, I like KJ Osborne. He is getting 24% ownership, so I think he's getting about the ownership that he should. But yeah, I think KJ Osborne is always an interesting wide receiver 3 option. I think that the Vikings, he'll have his spike weeks this year. I think that he's, 24% seems about right. I mean, I think he's going to be 1 in every 4 games. He might put up some fantasy points, and maybe a little bit less than that, he'll have a true spike week. But I think the opportunity is there for KJ as well.
Now, how much Henry are you running tonight? Because I wonder, with Luan down, this at some point, if Buffalo gets another touchdown, it's not like they're going to abandon Henry running him. I'm curious to see if that's going to have any major impact.
I mean, I'm interested in Henry for sure. So I have him, looks like on my showdown slate, I have 12.6% Henry at captain, and then another 29% in the flex role. I don't know how much I have in the DraftKings. I don't have the 2-game slate pulled up anymore. But on the FanDuel slate, I made my FanDuel lineups so quickly that in that first run, I have Henry. I just set a cap at 40% on all players. I got to 40% Derrick Henry. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's fine. That works. Absolutely works. Titans about to score on the door here. So there's Hooper. I don't know if you're going to get another one. That might have been the chance right there. We'll see. But you'd think right now, still in the gun, they're throwing, right? So, there was the chance.
I can't see it anymore. The game was on when I came in, and now it's my preview expired, so I can't watch anymore.
Oh no, man, that's not good.
So you'll just have to tell me what's going on.
What? Okay.
I've got Hulu Live TV.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I mean, we'd have to have you be able to watch. Maybe we can float you like a login or something. I have Burks, by the way, anytime. Yeah, News God not only has the latest when it comes to injury information, but he also has the latest when it comes to how to run with playback. So apparently you just do it for free. I'm doing it for free. We're all doing. I think we can do it all for free.
All right. Chris says I need to authenticate.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Did you get any Quentin Morris kick asking you in the chat? Millie play with Kumaro.
I did not.
Camaro.
I don't know who that is. So
Quentin Morris?
Yeah, so do a kickstart. Those are the guys you want, right? All right, where's authenticate?
Yeah. I could use a Burks touchdown here. That's all I'm saying. If anybody else, okay, good. So let's collect. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's collectively get it out there. Get it out there. This would be huge for all of us here involved. Get rid of the football. That's going to be short. Only played him because no Sweeney. Okay, there you go. Were you able to refresh, Neil? Were we able to get you in here?
I am working on it. Let's see.
Okay.
So let me click here. Account. Oh, yeah, you got to. Okay. Yeah, I got to show them.
So Gillum was a running back. We saw Josh Gillum, no relation, on the YouTube asking. Gillum was a running back on DK. I had him at least.
That's correct. Yeah.
Not a tight end, right?
Yep.
JJ on the YouTube, if CJ Ham scores the first touchdown tonight, I may never play again.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, I don't do prop betting, so I guess I feel lucky that I don't do prop betting because I don't believe I would have been playing. What's his name? Whoever just scored, Gillum. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, who in their right freaking mind has Gillum? I'd have Armand Gilliam scoring a touchdown before Gillum last. My goodness.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with the running backs in tonight's showdown when you look at the Vikings-Eagles game? I mean, man, Dalvin Cook is just an obvious choice, but we also have, Madison is in there. You have Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, Boston Scott. So you've got the obvious guy in Dalvin Cook who should be involved, I would think, in the passing game. And then you've got everybody else where there's kind of just shared opportunity.
Yeah, so I have a lot of interest in Miles Sanders. I feel like Miles Sanders is always a guy that I'm going to have interest in when he's not super expensive. So I would say, obviously, top priority there. And then for the rest of those guys, it kind of just comes down to ownership. Kenneth Gainwell actually getting a little bit of steam in Showdown. We're projecting for 12.3% ownership. It's probably about where it should be. He's 5,000. He should have some opportunities. I'm sort of interested in Alexander Madison from I should say I am interested in Alexander Madison from a Showdown perspective, only because he's not getting any ownership. He's projected for 6.6% ownership. And even in a regular game script, he will have some opportunities. If anything goes wonky, if Dalvin Cook, turns an ankle, Alexander Madison's the guy, and he's getting no ownership at 4,200. So I think that Madison interests me some. And then I'll throw some Boston Scott shares out there. 2,800, 7.7% projected ownership. Scored a touchdown last week. He could do it again.
Yeah, it's interesting that you didn't mention Gainwell, because another guy who scored that I think is hard to pen down here what he's going to be. Like, Kenny Gainwell is going to be involved. He's going to be out there. He's going to get some snaps. And when he's out there, he's definitely going to be clearly in more of a passing capacity. But Miles Sanders and Boston Scott don't just take a back seat if Gainwell's having a good little stretch. Like, there's still going to be a heavy involvement. So I just why Scott over Gainwell, I guess would be my question.
So I think you missed it. I mentioned Gainwell.
Oh,
just
I'm
as a
sorry,
guy
I
who,
did miss it.
Yeah, so he is interesting to me, but he's getting 12.3% ownership, which I think is about where it should
Yeah.
be. But I think that I will be close to the field on Gainwell. The thing that is interesting to me, particularly with these Eagles on a showdown slate, is playing multiple running backs in the same lineup, because the field really does shy away from. Maybe the field won't, because they just saw them each score a touchdown last week. So maybe this week it'll be a little bit different. And people will say, "Hey, we just saw them all score touchdowns. Let's play them together." But typically on showdown slates, people do kind of shy away from playing multiple running backs from the same team. So you can kind of take advantage of that by, embracing a little bit of negative correlation, but getting a little bit different that way too.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Now here we go here. Just give it to Burks. That's all, right?
That's right. Let's go Burks. We're all on the same page there.
You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Nothing we can do there. But look, I'm sure, like you said, you've got how much you have for Henry tonight?
I got 40% on FanDuel. I have a good amount of Derrick Henry. I mean,
so you're looking pretty good.
I don't have 100% like Obi-Wan, but I've got a decent amount. Oof. I'd be all right with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, that situation is exactly designed for Derrick Henry. So even if nobody in their right mind was prepared for another play, that's the beauty of it, is it's just so tough to stop. So 7-7 right now. Do you have the Vikings winning tonight, or are you just going to be a homer and say that the Vikings are going to win tonight?
Yeah, I'm just going to be a homer and say that the Vikings. I mean, they're obviously the Eagles are favored. It's in Philadelphia. It's not a friendly environment for the Vikings. But
it's a tight line though, man.
It's a tight. I don't think that it's. I won't be surprised to see the Vikings. I feel like it's closer. I feel like it's basically a pick 'em to me, which that might be me being a homer. But I feel like the Vikings are good this year.
Yeah, no, look, the Vikings are good this year, and there's always going to be the crazy start to the season for the Packers that's up and down and gut-wrenching, I'm sure, for people in Green Bay that you couldn't give a last shit about, and I understand. Guitar Man 247, by the way, is Guitar Man a fellow Minnesotian? How do you what
I don't see Guitar
Man. Well, he's on the YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So he's all over
right now. I didn't even know we were on YouTube right now.
Yeah. We're on both. That's why we're getting so many people peeking in here on the YouTube channels, because they heard you're on here. So this is like an extra live before lock, basically. Yeah. I'm telling you, you better invoice management while you can, man. This is another show here for you.
That's right. Unfortunately,
News God is right. They need to jump on the playback.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna
here in the chat. EMAC in the chat. Where are these guys? Pop in here.
All right, here we are. Now I'm in the YouTube chat, so I can see these things. I do need to still make all of my my.
You need to go. You need to go to work. I know.
Yeah.
I have 28-24 Philadelphia Eagles. The one thing that I would be concerned about if I'm a Vikings fan, beyond the obvious with Kirk Cousins, is this game is like sandwiched between 3 home division games. So, yeah, you got a lot on your plate out there. All right, go watch your projector.
It's not beautiful. I will say, who was it? Did Kickstart to say it's advised to get drunk before building a showdown. I am working on it, Kickstart. I hope you are as well. Good luck tonight, guys. Fun to jump on with you, Eytan. If I didn't have plans, I would jump on later. Unfortunately, I'm leaving for that game, so I can't jump on when all the work is done. So now I gotta.
I know. You need to get drunk and watch it in a projector, big screen. We understand.
Yep, so, exactly right.
Enjoy your night, my friend. I'd say go Vikings and Skol and all that, but you wouldn't believe it. We'll see you, brother.
Yeah, 30-24 Vikings. All right, later.
Whoa! All right.
Yeah.
All right. Love it. Now we're both over the total.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to rain here. I don't see anything. Love Neil Orfield, by the way, popping in. Look at that. Spending some time with us, too. All right, now I can bring the stream back up here. Woof. All right. Why don't we do this? Yeah, Neil's clocking OT, Obi. You know the deal. Obi is where. How is Obi bouncing back and forth? You know, you're giving me a headache. What's up, brother? All right, why don't we look, Chris? Why don't we look at our best bets that we had for this game going into it tonight? So Ryan Tannehill, total passing attempts over 31.5. Josh Allen under 1.5 passing touchdowns, and we had the Bills. Oh, we had under 9.5 first quarter. That ain't hitting. So see ya on that one. That's disappointing. Now, as I mentioned, I'm riding Bills -3 first quarter. So field goal here is probably not going to happen. This might be a double whammy right here. I was just trying to get the weather. Yeah, Gillum is involved. By the way, this needs to be a touchdown. No way with 3:25 and counting right now and the lack of urgency. Oh, yeah. And a flag. That's what we need. Stop the damn clock. Incomplete. All right, stop the clock. Move the ball. There's got to be some sort of interference, we definitely need the news guy in here. 50 viewers on playback. All right, so if you're watching on the YouTube channel, if we get 50, 29 more here, 30 now, news god's popping in. That's worth it alone. All right, here we go. Josh Gillum is right. You might see optimal Gillum tonight. Unfreaking believable. I'm telling you, Quez Watkins is going to be the game 2 Gillum if we can here. Man. So we have room for one more passing touchdown. And at this point, need to definitely get this ball up in the air here. Oof. Once this drive is done, we'll go back to the plays we have for the next game. I'll run through a couple that I really like, that I think there's still time if you want to jump in. And credit Neil, because I think there's a couple of good opportunities that he referenced from a strategic standpoint. You're working in final crunches in there for your showdown lineups tonight for the Vikings-Eagles game. And yeah, I mean, guys like Quez Watkins, Zach Pascal, if you're looking to counter the field a little bit, just keep moving this football. That's all we need. Just keep moving. There's no sense of urgency except for me and anybody else who's laying 3 here for the possible push. But go up top, right? Take a shot. This defense is just on the ropes right now. Quick throws, quick passes. All right, they're backpedaling. Take a shot up top. You're on the 30-yard line. We need a couple of incomplete passes here to stop the clock. Man, you're right, Obi. I'll take it any way possible. There's the timeout. Problem here is it's 3rd and 1. And I mean, outside, I guess I'm rooting for a sack here or a big play downfield. Because at this point, laying 3 in the first quarter, that clock is cooking. 2:40? 2:15, pardon me. All right, here we go. Incomplete pass. I don't know. 4th and 1 with Josh Allen. How do you not go for it? And that's going to move the clock again. So incomplete pass, sack, or big play touchdown. You bastards. Get a stop. There we go. I just don't think that's going to work. They're definitely going for it. Come on, McDermott. Kick the freaking ball, will you? Jack Stahl. Man, if that honestly, that pays out, that would be one hell of a call right there. See, I knew this shit would happen. I knew that they would go for it, even in an incomplete pass. Obvious, right? Not reinventing the wheel with that call. Play action up top. Everybody's crowding the box. Oh, here we go. Or at least they're throwing. Go up top to Diggs, will you? Let somebody eat the freaking ball, will you? Delay a game. Throw the flag. Oh, we love it. Damn it. I thought that there was going to be something there that maybe he could get the ball out, but instead it's what a disgrace. What a way, honestly, what a way to lose a first quarter bet like that. Unfreaking believable. Yeah, exactly. Anybody who had the Titans D or special teams to score a touchdown right there, that's how close you just were. Woof. That's how close. Unbelievable. All right, so we busted the first quarter total being under, and Bills -3 is not going to hit unless something miraculous happens. Okay, so let's look, Chris. Yeah, News God, just EMAC, everybody. We got some bodies in here across the board. We love it. All right, let's go, Chris, if you can. Let's pull up the Eagles plays here. And these are our odd shopper plays of the night that we're rolling with. So interceptions thrown, I hate to say it, but I think there's going to be a little bit more throwing than even Jalen Hurts wants. And you're probably going to see a pick, maybe even in the first half. I wouldn't be shocked if it happens in the first half. And then we're back to a first half play here. And unlike the Bills in the first quarter, just laying that half point, no problem. We got that at -105. Again, that's the beauty of Odd Shopper. It's free, and you can just find the best return, laying 105 for a half point for the Philadelphia Eagles at home in the first half. Unless you have the Minnesota Vikings just winning outright, that is a fantastic play right there. So those are the two that we're going to focus on here as far as our playback plays of the night, courtesy of Odd Shopper, of course. All right, well, here we go. 14 points in the first. Not looking horrible by any means. No rain or anything like that impacting the game like some people feared. I can tell you the same situation here in Philadelphia. All right. After this here, quarter's about to end. I have to update the spreadsheet because Bills -3 is cooked. See how this run game works now. Love Tannehill throwing a pick tonight. We talked about that on the No House Advantage show earlier with Jeff. Tannehill has struggled against the Bills. 0-5, last 5 straight up against the spread. Yep, absolutely. What we're going to do, Kick, this is the best time to look in the break here because everybody's on a break. You don't have to worry about the app being a little bit ahead of you that you're betting on. So right now, just kind of giving you an idea, Bills are laying 5.5 live. The total is 51.5. You know, that's not terrible if you think this thing picks up. I'm not touching that. Anytime TDs, let me know, Kick. You see something? Anybody else out there as well? Diggs is +150 live. Allen +195. How about Robert Woods +360? I'd still like him hanging. Kicks boy, Jake, +370. I mean, I'm locked into Traylon Burks, so there's nothing really more I can do. You don't have the special teams. Just so you know, if you're playing a live anytime, I'm looking here on FanDuel, you only have the defenses. So where are you going to go here? Long shot that might make sense. Zach Moss +650. Ryan Tannehill is +1,000. I don't know if it's worth. I mean, you're going to go Cody Hollister +2,700? Probably not. Terry, what's up?
Did you guys just
I don't
hack
know.
my
You
computer?
You
How'd
look
that
like
happen?
you just teleported in.
I just figured, you could use a little company here. You seem like you were lonely after Neil left.
Oh, was it that obvious that I didn't know what I was doing?
No, you definitely were. It was a little too professional, I think, is what it was. I'm here to screw things up. I'm here to mess up your reads. I'm here to mess
Oh,
up
I love
your
it, man.
promos.
Yes, please.
This is what I do on these shows. I'm here to
Yeah,
build some
yeah.
lineups. I'm still trying to get some of these showdown lineups in. So,
Well, here's
yeah.
the beauty, and normally with us, we're always racing back to get something, right?
That's right.
So here, you don't have to race back to get anything. There's no
There's nothing coming
slate, right? There's no, hey, will you guys talk this?
Right. Yeah, I mean, people probably still getting, we got what, a half hour before that Philly game starts. So people are getting their lineups in, but yeah, there's no show coming up behind us. We can just kind of like chill and hang out
Yeah,
and
man.
talk
Absolutely.
whatever nonsense we
Absolutely.
want, talk about this live game. I got some beers here, you know, we're gonna have a good time.
There you go. There you go. See, that's what I love.
Well, I thought I was gonna have to jump on and referee between you and Neil. Everybody forgot this is like a big rivalry game for you guys. So I didn't realize Neil was gonna bail that early.
I don't know, man. I think Vikings fans have just, that was a beating that they took. And this isn't a rivalry, right? So I don't think that it's on their minds in the sense of like, but
I
to
just
your
mean
point,
like personal, like your team versus his team on the
oh
show.
yeah.
Kind of
Neil, you got that
there's
from
no
Neil
rivalry.
though, right?
What's that?
Like he wanted me to feel pain tonight watching my football team lose.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
What did he call it at the end? 38-24 or something like that?
38-20, I think it was. Well, yeah, maybe it was 24. 38-24. Right. Right. All right. Do you have anything we should know about in this game here? By the way, Cliff, Devontae or Thielen as captain tonight? I'll let Terry weigh in here, but I think this is a big Devontae Smith night. I really do. I think that Adam Thielen's going to have a big night. I bet him too. But both, I love the twos, if you will, in this game. Yep. Uh-oh.
Unmute on StreamYard. Should I try and mute on the other one then, Chris?
No. You're fine. You want to be active on both.
Active on both. This is active on both. Chris said I was getting some feedback.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. You know what? Listen to Chris. He knows what he's doing. Don't listen to me about anything.
I thought the host just overrules the producer, even though he doesn't hear the same thing.
No. I have no idea what I'm doing, man. Are you kidding me? Listen to Chris. He knows everything here.
All right, Chris, this is me trying to mute on playback, and I'll just
I
keep
don't
on
hear the
talking
echo
now.
anymore, so you sound pretty fine to me.
Okay, this is me
By the way,
muted on
Josh
playback. I don't
Allen's
know if it made
live
any
rushing
difference.
prop is 43.5. He has 10 right now. One big run, 30 yards, 34 yards.
Yeah, there's a
Hard
lot
to think
of
that he's not going to tuck the ball the rest of the night, right?
Yeah, that's
Boy,
what I'm saying. There's a lot of game.
Derrick
12
Henry
minutes
game.
left in the
Unless he
second
breaks
quarter.
one. Now Terry's
good.
muted.
That's
See, hold on.
Okay, now I'm unmuted on
Now you're not.
playback. Okay, this is fun. No worries, Chris. I'm gonna just answer through the thing rather than typing. Yeah, I was saying I think that's an interesting bet. 12 minutes left in the second quarter. I mean, we've got a lot of football left to play. The idea that he's not going to tuck and run a couple, 2-3 times is
just a big one here, right?
Yeah, and you don't even need the big one. If he just goes a couple times, he's going to get to that.
Yeah,
to that mark.
Well, it's off the board because you took too long muting yourself.
Oh, damn it. You should have seen the enthusiasm on my face, man. Come on.
I know. I did. We'll see if that comes back. Now we're just waiting on the news god to pop in here.
I love it.
Yes.
Get one last lineup out of here.
Look at that.
Do you hear?
We can hear you, sir.
In the window.
Ah, see.
Oh, there he is.
Yes, there he goes.
What's up, buddy?
Now Chris is going to walk you through it. You're going to have to mute somewhere or someplace. The news god is in the house. Yes. No, that is Terry. That's Terry echoing. I misattributed the echo. I take the blame back from News God and now attribute it back to Terry. I apologize.
I don't know what I could be doing. Hover over the tab you're using stream.
Oh my goodness.
Go to edit it. Mute the site.
Yeah, you got to mute the site.
Aha. All right, that's done. How are we doing now?
We're
Everything
fine.
good? Everybody hear me?
Everything's
no
good.
echo.
Yes.
Everybody's
yes.
We can get the news god talking now.
Now, is this the? I'm
can't
going to
hear him. Mine
say
says he's muted.
Yeah, because he's not he's a veteran. He understands that if he's not
but
talking,
wait, now I can't hear it.
he's got the
'cause I've
mic
got this
muted.
one.
All right, like this guy, you think this is News God's first show?
I had playback muted for the audio because I had it pulled up on the other thing, so I had to figure that part out too. Now I can hear everything. I think everybody can hear me, and I'm not echoing.
Now I have to say, this is the first time that I've ever seen you. So over under 3.5 appearances, visual appearances made by the News God. Is that on a single hand? Like, are we now in rare air here that we get a visual?
This is definitely a rare occurrence.
I love it, man.
Yeah, dude. I think I've been on twice with you before, each of them for like a party kind of thing, like something like this, where we're streaming. Like there was one for the first NFL game last year, I think. And I think you popped onto that one, Ron. And then you pop on like a Christmas party one or like and he's gone. He was that interested in that conversation.
Well, yeah. He was like, you know what? No, he said he'll be right back.
He's like, I don't come on here for a reason. I'll see you.
So here's the thing. Well, another false start there as well.
I believe that's true, Emac. Emac in the chat saying, I believe News God made his debut with me and T McB doing NBA injuries. And I think that's right. We had him pop on to a stream to do an NBA injury update one day.
There you go. See?
Well, see?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Let's see if that rushing prop is back up here. Yeah, it's 42.5. They're going to get the ball back. It keeps going off the board. I was trying to get ahead of it before they get the ball back.
Yeah, I mean
42.5 though. I mean, I'm inclined to go over, right?
That's what I think. It seems like a natural over. It just seems like there's going to be so many opportunities. It's what he does well. It's part of their offense for him to run the ball a few times a game. If they get pressure on him, he's going to take off with it. So you don't even need that success. Like a handful of times where they just pressure him and he has to scramble out of the pocket and you're getting half of that. And then he has one decent run on top of what he's already got. And I think you're there. So yeah, I like that idea.
All right, let's see now.
We're
Now's
like
the time.
8 minutes in.
Here we go.
There we go. All right. Takes forever. It always ends up being one lineup. I always try and sort. I was saying this on the show yesterday for single entry. I always try and sort down to lineups that are going to be unique more than 1 in 5,000 times, which isn't really deep enough, but it just becomes impossible after that to get to a ton of unique lineups. And I like to have like 1,000 lineups to sort through. And it always ends up with just one of them that I have to just keep running and running and running, and I can't get it under 5,000. So we just finally got there. So now I can actually start looking at these lineups.
Okay.
It's an exciting time.
Now I have to let the world know here, and I'm going to dime him out because he's not here. But News God, you hit me up, and we were talking about this briefly, of course, and I didn't hear after, so I figured you were just like, man, fucking Shander. But the Broncos was not my pick. It was Raza's pick. All right. I was just I was a conduit. All right. That's all I was.
Sure.
I was just taking it from above.
You know, that hurt my feelings. Like, man, this shit ain't doing nothing today. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do?
I know, man. I know, but I felt for you because I knew I had him in my survivor pool, so I just needed the win. But I knew right away. I was like, damn it. You and Lofty, I know bet him. I think Ben bet him as well. So a bunch of people took BL. It wasn't just you by any means. But I at least wanted to publicly apologize by sliding the blame on Ben. That's all.
Those are the best kinds of apologies where you can just, you don't even actually have to say the sorry words, and you just kind of like, you just slide the blame on over.
That's it. That's all,
Yeah.
Exactly
right.
Like, I'm sorry, it sucks.
They looked awful in that game. So many teams just looked flat bad yesterday. I was ranting about this on the show last night, but I mean, it was outside of like the early block anyway. The Jets and the Dolphins, like the crap teams of the AFC East, like saved the early part of the day for football because every other game was just flat trash. And
it was insanity.
Yeah, and it's just crazy. Like it's so many muff punts and just like ugly football. They got to get their act together.
A lot of it, man. I think you just, and rightfully so. If a veteran is not going to play, or guys are going to sit, and you're not going to get the joint practice, which the coaches value, but you're not going to get the actual preseason, then I think you are going to see some sloppiness ahead of time in certain areas. But look, I mean, everybody's on board with it, right? So I can't sit here and bitch and moan about something if the players like it, the coaches like it, the NFL, the league likes it.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, there's going to be some sort of backdrop from it. Look at these guys moving the ball down the field like this, huh?
Yeah, they're so good. That's why I'm excited about the regime and with my Giants. I mean, I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not overstating the 2-0 or anything like that. Like, I'm not getting too excited about that. I still want to move on from Danny Jones. But I just like that, what these guys did in shaping this offense and this team, that they can, hopefully bring some of that to the table in for the real New York team.
Would you take an NFC championship appearance if it meant Daniel Jones as your quarterback for the next 5 years?
No.
Would
Unless it was based on him showing me a hell of a lot more than he's shown us in these last 2 games. I mean,
it's an unfair hypothetical, right?
So, I mean, yeah, he would need to do a lot to earn that, I think. I do think, like, he's got some of the tools. I think what he lacks is a lot in a lot of ways is confidence. He had one play early yesterday where he saw the tackle getting beat on his block, but he had a solid 1.5 seconds to get the ball out, and he just tucked and turned. And it's like, if you're not going to have the confidence to stand tall and even try and make the throw, even if you make a bad throw, like, I want a quarterback who's going to try and make the throw there. And by the way, there's just too many of those.
Was that PI on Knox?
Didn't catch it. Ronnie, are you watching the
Okay, no, it's illegal contact. I saw the flag pop in. Right. I'm sorry, Terry. I just
No. I'm still trying to build lineup, so I'm my attention on the actual game that's going on is and I was in the middle.
Yeah, both of you guys are heavily invested in something else right now, which is totally understandable because there's showdown, there's bets to be placed, there's a lot of things happening here. They are doing a really good job, by the way. You can see this. The Titans defense is doing a really good job of just keeping everything in front of Josh Allen, as far as, like, from a defensive standpoint, spying him, but also just moving, if you will, the defensive front with him from a lateral standpoint. So we may need a big run here. That's all. Man, Derrick Henry's at 68.5. The problem is that the guy could just be sitting there, right, with 12 yards for the rest of the game and still Barry Sanders that shit and break an 80-yard run and crush it.
Yeah, I mean, he could just barrel through the line and take off at any time. And he's a player. I got over the field, I think, on him in the main slate, and I just, I think there's a shocking lack of respect for Derrick Henry going on right now in general. People in Discord were talking about him earlier in the day, saying, he was taken out of the game plan. He still had 20 touches the first week. That was 8th among running backs in the entire NFL. So with what he can do with, when he's getting volume, I love him in general. So I'll always take a shot on Derrick Henry. I'm just watching here.
Yeah.
Fighting for that first down. All right. So let's see what's going on with some of these lineups. A lot of Jalen Hurts in the single game here. I'm trying to get to more shares of some of these, like A.J. Brown MVP. Definitely want to have a little bit more than I'm getting to. Some Dalvin, some Thielen, definitely. Thielen was at least on FanDuel, the top leverage play in the captain role. So I'm trying to get to more of him.
How are we doing with the echo? Am I still
15
echoing?
minutes to go. A little bit of your boy Miles Sanders. I need a little bit more of him in the MVP here.
You got any plays on this game here tonight, news guy?
Let's see what I got. I put a few parlays together. Let me log into my account real quick.
Yeah, they're just not interested in.
Can you guys hear me? I'm talking.
In doing anything running.
I don't know if you can hear you.
Oh no! I was saying, like, the Bills aren't interested in running.
Okay,
Josh Allen.
I wasn't
on
here.
No. I didn't know what action you had in this game. That's all.
So, I'm still logging in.
No?
Yeah, I got something.
Maybe you can't hear me.
Yeah, I can't hear him. I don't know if he's talking. I can't see his mouth either.
Can you guys hear me now?
Now,
yeah, loud and clear. What action do you have on this game tonight?
I
On
got
the Bills Titans.
I got a few parlays put together. Like I took the
Yeah.
over on Josh Allen's passing yards, was at 260.5.
Okay.
I took the over on Stephon Diggs receiving yards 75.5. He's at 37 now. I took the Buffalo Bills money line, and I took the under on this match, which was at 47.5. Sounds like
So that's
that.
a 4-leg?
That's a 4-legger.
Oh man, you are the parlay master too, man. You crush this shit. And
I
you
tried.
Like, yeah, but you were hitting like 6-leg. You were hitting 6-leg player props in hockey like it was nothing. Like you were cranking out 20 push-ups. I was what?
I was going crazy. Oh yeah, I was going crazy.
What
Now let's not overstate how the easiness of cranking out 20 push-ups. Some of us are lazier than others.
5
I mean, that sounds like a monumental feat to some of us.
You know what? I don't know if I could. I'm thankful that
I'm sure
you can
that
only
I
see
could,
this little
but I
bubble
don't
right
want
now.
to. Let's put it that way. I certainly wouldn't do it on camera.
Here would be my question. How much time do you get between rep before you have to start over? Like, can you get 4 seconds before 18 to 19, or is that it?
I don't know. I think I would want to say, like, I reserved the right to have, like, 1 minute long break at some point, but I think I just want to try and knock it out, like, right?
Yeah,
like,
you can't have a
15 of them,
break.
and then give me a minute break, and I'll do 5 more.
No, you may get like 2 seconds.
Push-ups to be talking about.
Yeah, hold on a second. You can't have a minute break in between reps.
Not in between
maybe
reps. I'm
minute in
saying
between
the whole.
sets.
No, I'm saying for the whole run, for the 1 through 20, you get one 1 minute break. You can take, but you have to take the whole break at one time, and otherwise you can't stop. You just got to up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Okay.
So
This is
I actually
a
got
lot
a
of
little bit of a sweat going here. I'm saying because
yeah,
Josh Allen's already at
I'd like to
121
imagine I could
yards.
still just knock out 20
We got
push-ups.
Stephon Diggs at 37 yards. I took the over on that one. And then I also took Isaiah McKenzie's receiving yards to over, which is at 37.5. He's already at 28. So I got some things working here, Shander. I got some things working.
I love it.
I always get so carried away when I'm
really
trying to
good
put together a parlay.
Yeah, I mean, you start to add up quick, man. It's just like, holy shit, is this thing really going to hit? Before you,
That's it. Like I just start adding layers to it unnecessarily, and it's stupid because I'm like, oh, that'll only pay like 10x. Where if I add like 3 more legs to this thing, we can make it huge. Yeah. But like you don't win. Like I'm just stupid at it. That's why I avoid betting. Do you bet a lot, Ron?
So because I can't do FanDuel anymore in Connecticut, I've been doing a lot more prop betting.
Makes sense.
Okay.
It's profitable. So
that's great.
I didn't know Connecticut came down like that.
So what happened was
they
sat back and allowed you, like you could play DraftKings, like you could build lineups and shit like that or whatever. You could work on their sportsbook, but you can't do shit as far as making lineups and doing DFS for FanDuel, which sucks. Like it makes no sense whatsoever. Zero sense. So and because I'm like kind of, I don't want to say disabled when it comes to playing DraftKings or whatever, but I suck on that site. So I mean, I just rather not even go through the learning curves and waste the money. I'll just keep making money off prop betting because I do pretty well with that shit.
Great, that works.
It works.
Were you able to take advantage of it? Did you make one of those that money line bet you mentioned over at the old BetMGM sponsor and take advantage of that free $200?
I have not, but you know what? I'm going to.
Yeah, those are just worth it. That's why I bring it up. I'm not here to plug things, but I do think that one's worth it if you can get that. If you can just book that $200 while making a bet for $10.
Yeah,
right.
Seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, I don't even have an account on MGM yet, but I definitely need to take advantage of that.
Is that in Connecticut?
Yeah, I could do BetMGM. I could do Sugar House.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I could join all the sports books. I just can't fuck
okay.
on FanDuel DFS side of things. That's it.
DFS, right?
So,
no, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I spent way too long of my life in Connecticut, brother. So
really. What part?
Yeah, man.
Stuck in traffic.
Stanford. So, yeah, man. I'm from originally. My family's from New York, and my mom moved to Stanford when I was much younger. So they like divorced since I was 2 to get into my life here. And so I split time, and I lived with my mom until college, and it was Stamford. So I grew up in like Southern Connecticut, New York, that area. But a lot of like back when, you know, everything closed early, you couldn't get beer and shit past 8. Like
Yep.
Connecticut is just a fucking, that was a drag state, brother. So
I mean,
my
it
mom,
changed.
I have a lot of family still there, but it changed, I'm sure.
It changed a bunch. I'm from New Haven, born and raised. So you know, I got like
Yeah, okay.
all that shit going on around here,
Yep.
like all the college shit. Not too far from Southern Connecticut State University as well.
Yeah, sure.
You know, we got.
What are you, like 49 on the merit? No,
Say that again?
I was
No.
trying to think of the exit. Is it
So
up there? But
it would be like around the 50s. I want to
50.
say.
Yeah. Yep. Over that
Um,
little bridge. There we go.
You go through that little tunnel, and then you end
Yep.
up over there, like in Westville, like around the Amity section of that
Yep.
town.
Yep.
Yeah. So
No, man, I went to high school up north in like Washington, Connecticut, just kind of west, a little northwest of Hartford. So, yeah, man.
Washington is out
Like-
there.
Oh, bro, it's like complete suburbs. Like
Really?
like not even like suburbs doesn't even do it justice. It's like woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're closer to the Berkshires. People are getting a full-on geography lesson of the state of Connecticut. Nobody thought they would ever
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
at all.
And the thing to know about all of those places that you bring up is no matter where you're driving in Connecticut, if you're on a highway in Connecticut, at some point you will hit horrible traffic and be stuck and be miserable. I don't know if that's true for you guys, but every single time I had a bunch of friends up at Boston College when I went to college in South Jersey, and I would have to drive through Connecticut every time I went to visit, and every single time it was just miserable. So that's my take on Connecticut.
Yeah, I mean, we got some great restaurants down here, man. Some great restaurants. Pizza, I would always probably recommend.
That's because that's where the New York chefs move. That once they get rich, and then they open like their second restaurant up there.
Yeah.
Love it.
What was it? Pizza? What are you, the New Haven places?
Well, Pepe's, right?
Pepe's
Isn't
is
that the
good.
famous one up
Sally's is good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pepe's is like really famous. Like he's like everywhere in Connecticut.
Yeah, those places are good. I do like the New Haven pizza. That like crispy, like it's a specific kind of pizza.
Yep.
It's that brick oven pizza.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, we got 5:11 here, and
7.5 minutes.
Ron, you're looking pretty good. You got the under. That's probably the one thing you may. I don't know, actually. 6 minutes here, 17 total points. You're pretty good shape. What was the total that you went under?
47.5.
Oh, okay. I like it. Bills on the money line for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What did that pay out?
So
Are those first half bets or are those?
I think it's total, right?
Yeah, it's total.
Oh, why am I not getting any?
So I actually have I have that as a part of an 8-leg parlay. Actually, what it is two SGPs put together. So those 4 that I told you, and then I got Kirk Cousins under 278.5 yards passing. Dalvin Cook over 71.5 yards rushing. Miles Sanders 50 plus alt yards.
Yep.
And Justin Jefferson anytime touchdown. So if I knock that down, that's a quick $1,000. I placed $10. It's a $10 bet.
Nice. None of those
That's not
sounded
bad,
outrageous. I was
No.
at least half listening, and none of them stood out. I was like, nah, that ain't gonna happen.
Right. I think you're in good shape.
We'll see. We will see.
Speaking in good shit. Let's upload these lineups.
Absolutely,
I told
man.
you, Shander, I put a few things together, bro.
I know you do. Look, I've. If you're in the kitchen, I have no doubt, right, that I want a taste of it. That's all I know, man. So,
Yeah, I was definitely cooking some shit up today. It looks like.
Absolutely, brother. Now, where was this? Was this in our Discord? Like, where? I know you are all over the place. You're checking people on one hand, like you got both hands out. You know, you're checking somebody doing something stupid in the Discord. And you're giving winning parlay picks out. You're busier than all of us.
You guys got way too much to do.
That's right.
It's been busy as of late.
And it does it well.
And we got basketball coming up soon too. Oh,
I can't wait.
I
know. I cannot wait. Yeah, that's gonna
long
be a lot
time
of fun.
coming. Yes, it will be.
Yeah, I'm psyched for
I'm
getting back to basketball. I think I'm gonna play some more hockey this year too. I say that literally every year.
Hey.
One year I even built a model. I spent like an entire night, like from after lock at 7 p.m. Like I got dinner, I sat back down, and until like 6 o'clock the next morning, like till I couldn't see anymore. I was working on this NHL model. Never used it. To this day, have never used it. It's just ridiculous.
All right, this is a big one here, by the way. Singletary gets smashed.
It looks like the Titans really got the Bills' run game smashed up tonight.
Yep, and they're doing a really good job.
Oh, Emac's wife grew up in Western Massachusetts in the Berkshires.
Shout out to Emac and Emac's wife.
Yeah. He says
says
that the dude, she is so impressive in like I've never met her, but just in hearing about like all the marathons that she runs. And the other day I was talking to Emac. He's like, yeah, tomorrow she's got like 2 5Ks and a half marathon. Like that's just like her Sunday. She's done a marathon in every state.
Running.
That's so cool. That's so impressive.
Yeah, that is beyond.
It's a cool it's a cool way to just be able to like travel around, right? It's a good excuse to just like, go travel around somewhere, check out a new state, check out a new place.
Absolutely.
Very cool. But Emac says, let's just say the Basketball Hall of Fame, while fun, was not exactly what I expected.
No, the Springfield little.
Never been.
Yeah,
I've been to the baseball and the hockey halls of fame.
No, I live. So I'm probably like, I want to say 50 minutes out of Springfield. I've never been there. Whoa,
that's huge.
Yes,
that's right. That's just added to the total.
We get in there, guys. We are getting there.
Both the baseball and the hockey Hall of Fame are pretty damn good.
Yep.
I really enjoyed both of them. Hockey Hall of Fame, I've got pictures with the Stanley Cup.
Really?
White Sauce, New Haven, by the way.
They just have it like roped off and stuff. But you don't touch it. If you didn't win it, you don't touch the Stanley Cup. I don't know if you guys know that. It's bad luck.
What was that, Shander? I heard something about New Haven.
JS on the YouTube saying White Sauce in New Haven. Just tuck the freaking football, will you? Stop forcing throws that go deep.
Look at this guy.
Sorry. See, this is the conflicting thing. I need you in the air, and I need him on the ground. So, my God. I was trying to create some middle here, some happy middle. What do you need from Allen in the air again?
260 and a half. So 261.
Okay, I think we can get 261 in the air and 43 on the ground.
I mean, he's at 91 now, or he's at 190 now.
Yeah, I just need him to run. Problem is that the Titans secondary is allowing this. Yeah, he has no interest in running. And why would he run? The Titans can't stop anybody.
They can't.
Like, why the hell would he run with the football? Why would he take an unnecessary hit when he could get the ball out to one of the best receivers in the NFL in like 1.6 seconds?
Very true, very true.
Oh, man.
Last season, he averaged 259.2 yards through the air and
53.
to be determined your amount of yards on the ground. Where the fuck is it?
So
53?
So I popped over to the YouTube
44.9 per on the ground.
49 point, huh?
That was last year's stats.
Really?
Last year's averages.
Shander, Quinn has a question for you in YouTube chat.
Over-unders for prize picks? Was that it?
Yep. Or did we touch on that already?
No. We didn't touch on it.
Yeah,
I don't have anything for prize picks only because I can't play it right now. But Terry, you can, right? Where you are in New York?
Prize Picks? No, I'm in Jersey.
Or you're in Jersey.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm in Jersey City. Yeah, so no
And
Prize
you
Picks.
can't play it either, Ron, right?
I can pull it up, but I can't actually play it.
Yeah. I mean, we can look at it for Quinn.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I didn't have anything specific. But then again, if there's something that jumps out, right,
I'm dying to play Prize Picks.
like I can tell you right now,
if I end up moving, I'm going to make sure like I'll make it a priority to move to a state that has prize.
It allows all DFS, all
Right.
sports gambling, no type of restrictions. I was thinking the same.
Although those have always been weird results in my life. Like when I chose college, it came down like I got into Clemson, I got into one of the UNCs, not the main one, and then I got into Rowan, which is just down here in South Jersey. Used to be Glassboro State. And in choosing between the three, I was like, well, if I go to one of the Carolinas, I'm not going to be able to watch New York sports. I'll stay here. So I went to the one in Jersey. I should have gone to either of the other two. Like going to UNC by the beach at UNC Wilmington would have been a blast. Going to Clemson, I would have all these great Clemson teams to root for now.
Yep.
Instead, I went to Rowan.
You know, real quick, looking at Ryan Tannehill on Prize Picks, second half passing yards is 115.5. Now, that's not his total. That's just the second half total for anybody out there.
I like that. I actually got over to Tannehill in general today. I was just trying to.
Okay.
I didn't think the field had enough of them, and I just
Now,
like the
here's
idea
the
that he's
thing.
going to be throwing in the second half.
How much? Let's see. How much do you need still? He's at 198. So you only need like 60 or so yards, right? 70 yards.
Say again.
Talk to me.
Yeah, Ron. Sorry.
He's at 199 now. I need 260, so 260.
Oh, okay. Because his second half here, just for Quinn looking at it, is 139.5, and
he's gonna run. Oh, he should have ran.
oh,
Is that picked off? Oh,
no. He's out of bounds, but he should have ran. That's right. I'll take 4 yards at this point. I'll take anything I can get. Just add it to the freaking total. Will you?
That was the dance right there. He was supposed to run that in.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Never got the feet down.
Wow.
I don't know which ones. I guess the TV that I have on over here is way ahead. I can make some money off of you guys. Do you guys have it on the TV as well? Or are you just watching it on the stream that we're
No, I'm just watching.
I also, yeah.
Damn.
We had last week we had Barrett Brooks on, right?
All right, Ron, let's make some bets about how these plays
I was
go.
gonna say, yeah. This is like, Terry. Terry used to tape on the old VHS episodes of Jeopardy and then trick elderly, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like the older uncle or aunt comes over and is like,
No,
"Oh, let's
Grandma,
watch
Jeopardy's
Jeopardy."
on at 8 now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that would be such a low down dirty trick. I've never cheated at Jeopardy. I'm great at Jeopardy.
Well, that's the only way. I don't know any other way you would be able to cheat unless you're like on the phone. But this is back in the day.
Yeah, that's
right.
A friend in a different time zone watch the show ahead of the rerun ahead of time and go with the answers.
Uh-oh.
Knox? No.
All right. Well,
Knox
4th
was
and
a guy
1. You're gonna have to go for it.
Cat was named Knox. That's how I make some of
By the way, you're missing nothing here except for a Jalen Hurts to Dallas Goedert 18-yard throw and catch. So,
that's right, that game.
Good start for the Eagles here. Yeah, I think we're going to bail on this at the half here, but
I forgot that game.
All right, so this is what I got tonight. Cousins over a half pick. He will be picked off. I have the Eagles minus 2.5. I went under 24.5 team total for the Vikings, and I went over 4.5 receptions for Thielen, over 3.5 for Devontae, and then I have anytime TD for Devontae, Quez anytime TD, and then I same game parlayed that less than that. Sorry, 0.15 to win 4.7. So Quez and Smith anytime. If those guys get loose, I want to be part of that. And then we just added this stupid Josh Allen prop, which is not going to freaking hit because he doesn't want to run the football.
I would love Quez to get in the end zone. I have a fair amount of shares of him in these.
You're rolling with him in DFS, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it was easy enough to get there. So and
Yeah,
those
I
plays
think, yeah.
specifically in the single game too. Those are the kind of plays that I'm chasing. Like those guys that are only in the single digits in Showdown that have a possibility of catching 2 or 3 balls and maybe getting one of them in the end zone are so valuable.
I think I heard Ben say it tonight. I think Ben was rolling with Jalen Hurts under 237 and a half passing.
Passing yards?
So I snatched that up. I think Dalvin Cook is over 19 and a half receiving yards. I think he smashes that actually. I mean, a little screen pass, he takes off, and that shit is
Oh, Nick
money.
Notorious Fantasy in chat asking if we're getting off after the half. I don't know. I mean, if an expert like Nick is going to come on, maybe it's worth hanging out for a little while.
I mean, I'll stick
Actually
around if
talk
you
football
guys are
for a little
sticking
while.
around. I'm not really doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to let me know because otherwise I have to put my kid to bed. Well, the 3 of you then
You can
take
put
over
your kid
for
to
a
bed
couple.
and come back. We'll be here.
Yeah,
I don't look. I'm not the one making this decision.
Chris
so.
is behind the scenes shaking his head. Probably
Diggs
like,
touchdown.
God
That's
damn
what I'm
this guy.
talking about.
See,
What did I
there
tell
you
my
go.
pride to get on this stream for? God damn it.
Now, one of our top plays was, see, Nick, you got to get off that. I gave Knox 1 week, and that was it. He's dead to me. Dustin Knox is not on this planet as far as I'm concerned. I will never bet him this season.
Pete Alonso home run.
Yeah, there you go. All right, yeah, we're going to wrap this sucker up here at the half. Sorry, Lepre. Where were you? We told you 36 minutes ago to pop in here.
Yeah, Nick, you should have came through, man.
Yeah. Well, Nick holds like these high-end wine parties, like cheese and wine parties at his dorm. So
is that with an H or without an H?
No. Nick doesn't seem like a guy who'd whine about much. Nick seems like he's just either chilled out or too blazed out to care, and I can't fault him for either one of them. If it's either one of them, I can't fault him.
Well, I mean, he's just, it's through no fault of his own. He's in his young 20s, so there's just a lot of whining going on, right? Like it was the same for me when I was in my young 20s. Like there's a lot of whining going on at that point in your life.
What a throw! But you're right. I think from
certainly
from
doesn't
your
do it
standpoint,
about football or on our shows, but I imagine
everybody younger than Terry whines.
That's right.
Right.
Down to the minute.
Get off my lawn and stop whining, will you? Oh man. No, look, if I'm Lepre or anybody else who owns a Tua jersey, I'm still blacked out from all the booze that I ingested over the last
I'm just
12
glad
to
I got the
14,
chance
18 hours.
I have in my dynasty league, I have Fields, Tua, and then I had to go overboard because I just decided that I was going to be streaming quarterback. So I have Fields, Tua, and Danny Dimes. And then when he comes back, I'll have Watson because we made it a super flex and it's a keeper league for next year, but it's not a super flex this year. So I just have Watson in my pocket, hopefully as a trade piece. But I'm going to have to make the decision right every single time this year. Last week I started Fields. It didn't quite work out, but it wasn't tragic. This week I went with Tua, and obviously
it worked out very well.
Awesome week. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing.
Is that AJ Brown?
All right, so there you have the flip there. By the way, this is such a freaking. Oh, that is big! Shout out Neil Orfield. He was the first.
This is 2-3 catches for that guy. And
already?
No, I'm saying if he gets to 2-3 catches, or
you're in good shape.
2 catches and gets in the end zone. My God, you're off and running in Showdown.
Oh, you knew that was coming. They're just gonna get to this guy.
Oh, what's going on? Looks like I'm doing baseball.
What a beast! What a power move this is by the NFL to basically just say we're so freaking popular that we can run multiple primetime games at the same time. And I guarantee you these games will be the most watched on anything. What else is on tonight? Big Brother?
Bachelor?
Right. Big Bachelor?
I think probably not though. They're not going to. ESPN probably bumped it to tomorrow because it's ABC.
So look at that!
Last week.
Hurts touchdown.
Jalen, anytime.
Yeah,
he's dead. He got it.
Yeah, because that game's on ABC, so they definitely bumped it. So yeah, this is by far the biggest thing. Do you think the simultaneous programming or roughly simultaneous programming is somewhat a product of down on the field, somewhat a product of the ability to watch multiple games at the same time now? It's not like a network where you can only put one channel on anymore.
Right? Exactly. No, I mean it's like having two it's like having the Eastern and Western Conference. And again, I'm using a greater example here, but I guess it would be like having the only 2 NBA games on a Tuesday night or Thursday night, right? When they have like just a lone doubleheader. Instead of it being a doubleheader, they'd be on simultaneously. Like
Right.
it would be almost counterproductive for even the NBA, which is as close as you're going to get, right? But
But
it'd be like.
But that's like, yeah, old school thinking. Like if you're thinking focused TV ratings, like, yeah, we want to block, the 7 p.m. game and the 9 p.m. game, or the 10 p.m. game, whatever it is. But with modern day thinking, it might be more, it makes sense to put these both at 8 p.m., a convenient time for everybody coast to coast, or 9 p.m., whatever it is.
Right.
And everybody's going to be consuming it both at the same time through whatever medium. So we're actually collectively getting more eyeballs that way. I think it makes sense.
Yeah. And they're still dominating whatever else is on TV, because we see primetime games in the NFL do that. It's just being able to do that with 2 games simultaneously is exactly that. But I just don't know if any other sport would take that risk.
Probably
like the
not.
NBA would. I don't know if, and I use the NBA not as a negative. I'm saying like that's the sport that I think is closest to being able to do this outside of college football.
Right.
And the NBA honestly is one
But
of
I
the
don't
ones
even
that's
think the
usually at the
NBA
cutting
could.
edge of stuff like that too. Like they were
Like, if
first
you
with
had-
being like cool with YouTube highlights and stuff like that. Like
you.
Yeah,
wouldn't
look,
really
you're always
with
going to get
LeBron.
online views, right? From I'm sorry, Ron.
No, go ahead. You got the floor. By all means.
Pat,
You're always
Pat
gonna-
in-
you're
Pat
always
in
gonna get
the
these-
chat on playback, by the way, with a pretty funny line. He's just said, at least it's not Amazon.
Yeah, that is
Just-
true. Well,
damn
that's
right.
why we're here on Monday, by the way, not Thursday.
Yeah.
This one looks like it's going to take a minute here. So, with that said, no, but I think that's the whole point of it, which is if, like, for example, if you had Thursday night and LeBron is playing or Steph is playing on one game and Kevin Durant is playing on another game, right? And you could have stars throughout. Like it's Nets Sixers, right? I'll throw my guy in there as well. Maybe you want a more popular team in the East, that's okay. But simultaneously, like here's where I think the difference is. You're going to get the entire NBA viewership splitting and watching and looking on their tablets streaming. You're going to get the entire NBA community watching them. How much are you pulling from Housewives or whatever else the shit is on? Like that's where the NFL pulls a power move and says we could do this at 3:30 on a Wednesday and play 2 games simultaneously and be the most rated shit even in prime time.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
If
that
we're
the
feeling
NBA is
cocky
doing
about
or
it, we'll
NFL.
throw a game on at 7:00 on a Saturday morning and compete with the English
Yeah.
Premier League just for the hell of it. I mean, yeah, that's the NFL's attitude toward their ratings. It's they're much more we know you're going to watch. We don't care. We're going to put it on whenever kind of an approach. And it's just, I mean, the schedule's always been locked in, but the NBA, I think, is much more, catering to they're getting their TV ratings for one, but I think they're more attentive to their audience. Like that speaks to their being first, like I said before, with the YouTube highlights. Like for years, like baseball was like, no, we're going to take these highlights off of YouTube. And it's just like, it's stupid. Like it's a good way to spread your sport. And like, it helped the NBA grow.
Look at that. Leprey's got the entire Miami Dolphins schedule for the next 5 years.
Dolphins play on Christmas at 1 p.m. Woof.
Hold on a sec. He's like the Farmer's Almanac. He's like, hold on, it's going to be snowing now. Oh my goodness, man. All right, so 7-0 Eagles about to kick off. We get our first look at Kirk Cousins. Man, I'm telling you, I got him throwing a pick. Hertz was 5 for 5, 63 yards. He ran for 7 in the touchdown. How are you not playing this dude? Like, was he the most popular quarterback tonight when you guys were looking at the slates?
Looking at, I've still got the FanDuel board up. We had him 33.5% probable to be the highest scorer on the slate, which is easily the highest. Next was 21.8 for Justin Jefferson, 18% being the optimal captain on FanDuel.
Oh, wow.
Which was double the next highest guy, which was Kirk Cousins. So, yeah, he looked pretty good in the numbers.
So that's interesting because on FanDuel or on DraftKings on the Millie Maker for the 2 teams or the 2 games, pardon me, Allen came in at 47.5 and Hurts was only 26.
Those were for the single game, the Showdown. Sorry. That
Oh
was,
yeah, right.
yeah,
What
that was
you
Showdown
gave
single
me
game.
was the
Allen
Showdown.
was ahead of
I'm
him
sorry.
in the main slate.
Yeah,
Allen was
okay.
ahead, but it made sense in my mind. It made sense to try and push shares of Hurts up. My goal while I was sorting through those lineups, and it was kind of frantic because MLB started at 6:40, that started at 7:15, and then there was an hour till the single game started. So it was like bang, 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 getting through these. But
Right.
my goal with that slate, I was trying to get to a giant share of Josh Allen, but I didn't want the 60-something% Josh Allen that was coming up naturally through my sort. I wanted more like 35, somewhere around there, and then room to spread through those other three quarterbacks. And it was definitely Hurts. I wanted more than, or at least equal to the field of. And then, like I said before, I was trying to get to a little bit more Tannehill because he was owned in like the low single digits on that slate. And just through, if the other three guys have mediocre games and he has an okay game or a plus game for him, that's major, major upside. So I was trying to get to him.
Got it. Okay.
I hear that Arby's sandwich got me hungry. Did y'all see that shit?
I just did. As I was talking, I was like, ooh, looks good. That might have been why I stopped ranting there. It's just like,
I'm trying to move. I know.
Good right now. God damn, I'm about to order me some Arby's, man.
Is Arby's like a regular in your guys' rotation? You guys go to Arby's frequently?
I go to Arby's very rarely.
No, but I'm not anti. Like, I'm not judging you for going to Arby's.
Yeah, no,
right?
it's never been part of my rotation. I've been a couple of times. It's always been good. I've never, I got nothing against Arby's either, but it's just never been a regular part of my rotation.
They make some
now
pretty
Quinn's
good
shouting the bacon cheddars.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, see the chicken and cheese shit.
Does Arby's have Wagyu beef?
Okay. See, you knew you weren't alone with your Arby's love, Terry. Now you got the whole chat salivating, and all it took was Ron bringing it up, the commercial.
Me loving Arby's bit would be better if my hair was a little bit longer like it was during COVID. Quinn's got me. All right. I appreciate it, Quinn. Me and Quinn are going to Arby's sometime. I'm buying Quinn a roast beef sandwich.
Appreciate everybody watching.
Obi-Wan's never been doing Arby's.
Everybody for
Absolutely.
hanging out with us.
Absolutely. I think we're going to shut this sucker down when we get to the half, but see what we can get here on this last drive, especially.
Beers alone.
Well, you better pound right now.
I actually just finished this one. The others in the fridge, so I'll wait if we're getting off the stream. Quinn says, okay, news guy, I don't think I've ever seen your face. I hear your name all the time, and now I can put a face to the name. There you go.
See? That's the beauty of the playback.
I need to start popping.
You don't look how you sound.
Really?
That's what you get.
Really?
Oh, this is a disgrace. This Titans team is cooked. Cooked.
It's Tannehill, man. He's trash. I've been saying this shit forever. He is done. There's a reason why he's a traveling quarterback. That's what I believe.
So he and Cousins are guys that I just don't want to like. DFS is different. I get it because you're leveraging field and area, but just from a betting to like anything specific, these are guys that I just don't want to put money on. Like, I don't want to trust Kirk Cousins to do something. I don't want to trust Ryan Tannehill to be the reason why his team wins a football game.
I agree with that, but it's also not something like it's more of a like I should, it's do what I say, not what I do kind of a thing, because I chase both of those guys. It's like, because I've seen both of those guys throw for 400 yards, have huge games.
Oh, yeah.
I do believe that Tannehill, at least at some point, had the talent of a starting quarterback in the NFL. You could, arguably it's gone now, and I don't disagree. Cousins, I think, definitely, still has a little bit more than Tannehill's got. But yeah, I chase both those guys like crazy. But I totally agree. Like, every time I do it, I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this. Like tonight, for every share I got to of each of those guys, I probably should have just gone with another Hurts share.
Before we go, I got a question for you guys. What do you guys like? How do you guys feel about that suspension that Mike Evans called? What do you guys think about it? You guys see that brawl yesterday?
Yeah, I saw that. Latimer did not get suspended, correct? Just Mike Evans.
I don't think you're right. Just Mike Evans.
Right.
I mean, Latimer seemed like he was kind of aggressive, though, like smacking or pushing around or whatever. I mean, if Lattimore didn't sit back and do what he did, I'm pretty sure Mike Evans wouldn't have sat back and, like tried to attack him.
He wouldn't have come in that way, right?
So you got to kind of like punish both parties, in my opinion.
Seems fair.
Yeah, I wonder what the like. I wonder if they just looked at Mike Evans as far as like that raw act of aggression, catching somebody. Allegation of fan hit Murray. Uh-oh, that's no good.
Wow.
I didn't see that at all.
Me
This
neither.
man-
Holy shit.
yeah, one asshole ruining it for the rest of us.
Yeah,
So,
right now there'll be big fences as they come out of games and stuff.
you know, looking at that play, I thought like, all right, man, this is a guy like this is somebody coming off the bench, right? In the NBA, when somebody comes off the bench, it's like nobody's paying attention to that guy. He could he could just level somebody, right? Because they're not keeping an eye on that. So that would be my guess. I don't necessarily agree with it because I'm with you that Lattimore did some shit but you know, what's interesting too is it's almost like there's some go back and watch that full clip. It's almost like there's some force field around Brady. Even Lattimore knew, like, you don't touch Brady, you don't get close. Like you could do everything. Go back and watch that and look at it from that standpoint. Like there's some force field, and Lattimore doesn't give a shit. He'll say something to anybody. But it's almost like, all right, you just at that point, like you don't touch Tom, you don't get that close to Tom, but everything else. So I don't know, man. Yeah, Lenny did get involved.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it was nasty. It was nasty.
Oh man. All right. We're gonna jet. So we appreciate everybody rolling with us. Thank you. Look, thanks to Terry. Thanks to the news god for stepping in here. Neil Orfield for stepping in here. Thanks to all of you. Really appreciate it. Just hanging for the first half. Go out there, cash some tickets. Let's win some money. Hopefully somebody bakes and we can all celebrate at the end here. But yeah, even Nick Lepre and his shitty Dolphins. We love you all. We love you.
Nick,
have a good night, man.
Emac hanging out in the chat. Emac saying news god, guys want to be him, ladies want to be with him. It's true.
It's a beautiful thing.
There you go.
All right, we'll see you all.
Good stuff.
Is that all right?